Bros back. Solver Series 1.10. Holy smokes. Into the double digits already. It feels like yesterday that we just started this stuff. And it feels like tomorrow, Nez, we're going to be pushing into the dailies already, man. We dropped, Underdog Masterclass. We're really proud of that. .com. We dropped that over this week here. And happy to say that the Solver Series, man, is going to be pushing into the daily streets too. So the draft assistant is going to be able to be utilized for our daily games. So really excited about the future of battle royales in tandem with Solver.
Yeah, no, it's a great feeling. Primetime Paloozas are out, and like the feeling is absolutely restored. So by the time this comes out, I would imagine dailies will be live as well. Yeah, it's man, I get the chills just thinking about it. It just can feel fall coming, the cold, that getting a little bit of a chilly wind hitting you in the morning. I need it. I need it.
Football's in the air, baby. 7 days until kickoff here for that Thursday night or that first primetime Palooza. That's going to be a Thursday, Friday slate. Very fun slate, man. I mean, we don't have to go deep diving down that. We'll do that next week. But yeah, it's up in the lobbies as you alluded to right now, and you got the Eagles, you got the Cowboys, you got the Chiefs, and you got the Chargers. Two divisional games and two divisional games, four very talented teams to start the year that we're excited about. So it's a really fun primetime Palooza to kick it all off. But before we get out over our skis, Nez, before we start thinking about the future, man, we got to finish the present. I got some BBMs to finish this weekend, man. BBMs right now at 88%. How many have you done? How many you got left to finish over the weekend here?
Yeah, I have let's see here. 107 drafts completed.
Okay.
43 drafts left, obviously, for those doing math at home.
I needed you to do the math for me, so thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's crunch time. I've been telling people, I had 50, by the time I was telling people I had 50 left, they're like, oh my God, you're not going to finish. I'm like, I just flew my mom in to watch my son. I'm going to finish these drafts. I promise you're going to finish these drafts. She's getting some nice quality time with the grandson. I get to lock in and finish these drafts. And I'm trying to do it rapidly because the field keeps adjusting to the plays that I like. So now I got to find my new angle, and we're gonna talk about some in a second here as we close out drafts that I like to hit. So yeah, it's just man, it's certainly August. I'll tell you that these lobbies are unpredictable. We'll put it that way, unpredictable.
Yeah, actually, last night I ripped a couple. I got 31 of them left to do now, so a little bit more manageable than you. But hey, you work harder than me when it comes to ensuring that there's a schedule to do things. I fly by the seat of my pants here, so I got to get going. I got to get going here. But dude,
this.
yeah, I'm excited to finish this weekend, or at least try my very best to finish before like Tuesday. I think the contest is probably pacing to lock a little bit before Thursday. So yeah, I'm hoping majority of it's this weekend. But yeah, anyways, I thought it'd be a good exercise for us to do with the Best Ball Explorer to kick things off here, to just kind of see where we're at, BBM specifically, and then how we're going to branch into this weekend plan of attack here. Yeah, let's bring that up and see what we're looking like here. Here it is, Nez. Here is my current BBM portfolio. Looks a little bit different than my overall, I will say. 119 drafts here. We're going back to the well with our guy, Tony Redacted there. I started clicking that button an F ton. I'm not going to lie. As soon as we got the Tajay Spears news, I started clicking him over like the Pacheco tier there. So I was kind of taking him as my second or third running back in the 6th round, kind of at nauseum. Pittman, I thought as much as I liked Anthony Richardson and was doing the stacking stuff before, I thought Jones was good for him, and it's kind of like an ambiguous wide receiver tier. So I was adding him. Hayden got me stoked on Slayton late. Golden, I think we're going to talk about him in a bit there. CeeDee Lamb is one of my stand guys this year, along with Achane, Taylor, and Chase Brown. Kincaid, I was kind of shocked to learn there, but yeah, you'll be proud of me to see that your boy JT Sanders is up here, Worthy's up here. Yeah, nothing too crazy. A concerted effort to keep everything in the 20s, around the 20s. I was surprised that Jalen Waddle wasn't 20 in BBM. He's a little bit further down, which I thought I was like way ahead. He's only 11.8. I'm way ahead overall in my portfolio, but not in BBM. So maybe he becomes a target over the weekend. But yeah, all in all, thoughts on this one and thoughts of approach here. We can go position by position.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of good closing line value in the top part of your portfolio, which I think anybody would like to see.
Mhm.
Tony Pollard, Matthew Golden, Chase Brown, all with excellent CLV there. So you were getting Chase Brown, Jamar Chase, and now it's not available. That isn't something that happens often now. Chase Brown now is like the first of that 4 running back tier post Derrick Henry, so he rarely falls now. So that was nice to get that when you did. Yeah, I think your exposures are so pretty because I mean, like I think Slayton is good, but like as far as like good players at the top of your exposures, like a lot of good players on the screen right now. People may agree or disagree with if my players are good, but I like to, we do different things in here, but I think it always feels good to just see a bunch of players that I would be happy to take on any of
Right.
my teams. So yeah, I think you're crushing right now, man.
Yeah, I mean, time will tell. Obviously, we feel good right now, though. I agree with you there. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Kate Otten stuff is a little unfortunate with some of the injury stuff this week, but giveth and taketh because the Worthy stuff is aging well this week. Achan looks like he's ready for week 1, which I like there. Yeah, mixing in your guy Bryce Young here a little bit. I know you and Pete have both been about that. Some good
Yeah,
closing
man.
line value on the Samson stuff. Haven't really chased him up the board and just was a target of mine early, so I like that. Yeah, I'm feeling cozy right now. As far as moving into the weekend in terms of like what I'm going to target and stuff like that, not entirely sure yet. I actually think
Mhm.
I want more Jalen Waddle in my life looking at this.
No, I mean, yeah, that's something that you were pretty adamant about. And I think it's probably good timing. So I'm not sure exactly where Achan and Waddle line up right now in ADP, but with Achan falling,
Mhm.
um, I just think it's good to stack Dolphins when you take Dolphins. I think that if one hits, another one's going to hit. So in some
Yeah.
form or fashion, even if it's Tua later, like I think that obviously can work. Um, but yeah, with Achan falling right now, you can continue to load up on that because it does seem like he's going to play week 1. That was the initial reporting. That's been the reporting now. So yeah, good time to continue to get your Dolphins and get your Waddle bags up.
Yeah, I like that thought process there, Nez, where you've said like, yeah, if one Dolphin goes Burr, more than one was most likely to go Burr just because of the bet on the offense thing. We kind of had the conversation yesterday with Arizona as well
Yeah.
there. So yeah, definitely some teams to think through on the macro over the weekend here. I'll just break it down by position for the people here. We'll do this again after it's all said and done after my next 31. But yeah, really liked Dak this year. Wish this Justin Herbert was a little higher than 10. He was definitely a target of mine, but I just wasn't getting like stacking partners and I felt like I was forcing it. Richardson, that hasn't aged greatly. That was a target of mine. This week 17 game, this Tampa and Miami, even though, I'm not really concerned about like bringbacks and stuff like that necessarily. I I was targeting the game environment. So that's kind of led me to catch the knife of Baker because a lot of people think that's a bad ADP, but I'm kind of fine with it. Running backs, you guys can just have a little screenshot, a couple rookies sprinkled in, still a Ken Walker Bowl, still playing that Christian McCaffrey stuff. Endo at 10%. I haven't been chasing it all the way up, so that one's come down a bit. Lamb, Worthy are big targets of mine. Diami and Slayton are kind of like my end of draft boring guys. Rashid Shaheed in here, Waddle in here, Tesla making an appearance. Okay, that's kind of fun, I
Nice.
guess. Yeah, after
Yeah.
the Tim Patrick trade. And then the tight end position, kind of a punt fest outside of some Kittle.
Yeah, I mean, you just have a lot of really good CLV on here, which I think is bodes well for your advance rates and how you do beyond that. Think you've been drafting pretty smart.
Thanks, man. Hopefully. Nez, let's rip through yours here. I'm gonna take myself off and bring you up there. Reset my memory. How many total was this so far? You had 43 left. You said 47.
This is 107, 107
107. Okay.
BBMs for your
Yep.
boy. So a lot heavier concentration right now for me, which I think makes sense since I'm drafting mostly in August. Like an overwhelming number of these were done in August. I think it'll be about 100 that will be completed in August. So I think it kind of makes sense to be more concentrated because like you have the more information, you don't have to play it quite as safe over the course of the entire summer.
Yep.
But yeah, as you can see, like my draft capital is not the same. Like my CLV is not the same as yours. And I think that makes sense whenever I have strong opinions, right? Like I'm willing to reach on Bryce Young, on Rico, on Jameson Williams, JT Sanders, because like I like these guys a lot. So like I want them on a lot of teams. So it makes obvious sense, but like if you want a lot of a guy, you're going to have to take him ahead of ADP. So that's why you see that here. I'm not like overly concerned about the red. It just would look prettier if it wasn't so much red. But yeah, highest exposed player, Jaylen Warren. Go ahead though.
I would just also add to that like your drafting has been significantly more backweighted than mine. You had more drafts left and still have more draft left than I did, which doesn't bode well for CLV in general. If the field has determined that the plays you like are in fact good plays. So now you're kind of selecting them as the market is rising opposed to getting them early. If you had decided those were your targets in June and aped your whole portfolio in June of these Carolina pieces like you'd have amazing CLV right now. It's just, it also has to do with the draft window.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a very good point. So that's the sacrifice of choosing to backweight, right? I'm getting less efficient prices, but hopefully the teams that they're on are just overall better.
And we don't know how market's going to move over the course of the summer. That could have easily gone the other way if certain news breaks differently, right?
Exactly. Some things that I'm not in love with right now is this Cade Otton one. It does sound like he's going to be be okay and not miss more than a couple games, but yeah, he's on maybe like 75% of my August teams, man. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but hammering him late. We talked about how we were fading him at first, got good news, hammered him, and now not so much. But just a quick little position by position. Go ahead.
If you catch passes for the Bucks, you dead right now. Like that is
essentially,
yeah, that is just how it is right now.
Yeah, it's not pretty, but quarterback, as you would expect, my flattest position here. A little surprised to see all this Cam Ward, but I'm not mad at it. The Goff is almost like directly correlates to how much Jameson Williams I'm drafting. I think that those bets are well correlated and make a lot of sense. Everything else, pretty boring. QB wise, running back here kind of tells a pretty strong story about what I'm doing right now in drafts, and that's hammering Jaylen Warren and Aaron Jones. Those guys I think are in a great pocket of the draft. You can start off, without drafting running backs to start, depending on where you're at on the board. And I think these guys, relative to their prices in the 80s, make a lot of sense for a lot of different builds, right? You could do them at the end of a robust build. You can make them your RB2 of like a 0 RB-ish build. So I'm really happy just looking up and down these running back exposures. This is exactly who I'd like to see on my team. So I'm not mad at anybody here.
Yeah, it looks pretty, man.
Yeah, big fan. We'll just keep it pushing here. Wide receiver as well. I'm really excited about this Jalen Coker exposure right now. I think that's going to age pretty nicely. Really happy with the Matthew Golden exposure, and I'm going to continue to push into that. We'll get into that in a second. Might be old news by the time this drops, but and then Keenan. Shout out to the Keenan take. I wish I went heavier on it in side contests, but a lot of this CLV is from early in the BBM season when he was just an auto click for me. He's still one of my favorite clicks on the board, even still. But that's just because of my belief in Keenan. I was always going to be ahead of market on Keenan. But yeah, another set of exposures that I feel pretty decent about, except for Jawan Jennings. They're adamant that he's actually hurt, so
Yeah.
that's slightly concerning.
Yeah, I'm so confused on that situation. That one's really murky because obviously we have the case study of last year with Brandon Ayuk and like the holdout that was kind of a holdout, but then wasn't really a holdout. And then he finally gets paid. Then everything's all rosy, comes back, gets hurt. Was that, you know, you don't want to speculate on why a guy gets hurt, but is it because he misses camp? Is it because he was dealing with something? Blah, blah, blah. And now you deal with this calf with Juwan Jennings, and they're kind of playing hardball, man. Like, is it weird to think that, like, you know, Lynch is like an old football guy, like, isn't like a player's first guy as like a GM here? Like, they're playing hardball with the dude that's like, if you're hurt, fine, man, go on IR. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird there, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I hope he gets a little bit of a pay bump or incentive bump for the upcoming years here, and then he's out on the field for week 1. But I have no idea because that, man, that should be a low key early season smash here, especially as the timeline of Ayuk looks murkier and murkier and kind of keeps getting pushed down the road.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Jawan plays football soon.
Yeah.
That would be great. And then the tight end room, which is absolutely what I expected to see. I do a
Mhm.
lot of punt tight end, and I do a lot of JT Sanders, Jonnu, Cade, and Theo Johnson while I get there.
Yep.
Um, and the Trey McBride 15% was a surprise to me. I like it a lot. I'm really happy with it. I didn't expect him to be 15% though.
Okay.
So I'm really happy about that. To be honest, I just think he's a very similar bet to Brock Bowers. I don't think Brock Bowers is a huge. I don't know. I think they're in the same tier. You know, I don't think it's a Brock Bowers tier, Trey McBride tier. I think they're in the same tier. The volume was sick. If he just catches touchdowns, I mean, what are
Right.
we talking about here? This guy's going to go nuts. So I'm happy about it. Yeah, I like the way my exposures look, man. I'm excited to do the rest of these 43.
Awesome, bro. Yeah, I like where you're at too. I mean, definitely some different player target archetypes there, and definitely you're a little more dense than I am. I don't know if you guys have seen the truth serum video yet. I don't want to fully give it away, but my take was exposure based, and Nez's was week 17 based in that video there, and maybe we'll talk about it next week. But I think it's interesting while we're talking about exposures here. Nez, has that something been living like rent free in your head? Like all off season here, that it's like I'm trying to win that first 25% of the contest opposed to the stuff I can't control.
Definitely,
Okay. Yeah.
definitely. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I just think my true stream take was the regular season matters way more than what the streamers, just to lump everyone together,
Mhm.
believe, and I think that makes sense that my exposures would be more concentrated because of that. Because I think I'm drafting the best players, and if we see it all the time with high advance rate players. I'm not trying to be a meme, but like the high advance rate players have extremely concentrated exposures, and it makes sense, right? Like those like you're going to have a lot of the players that get you to advance if you're going to have high advance rates. I don't want to be like a 50% advance rate, bro. Would that be awesome? Fuck yeah. But like, chances are you played bad if you're overly advancing and overly concentrated. But I think it makes sense based on my truth serum that this is what my exposures look like.
Yeah, that's kind of a blending of both yours and I there. It's actually funny. I submitted two of them, and one of them went in tandem with yours because I knew you were doing something along those lines when we talked about it, and I wanted to do something similar. And Pete just cut it out because it was quite overlapping. Because I was of the mindset. Mine was a little spicier of just like week 17 doesn't matter, and like week 17 bringbacks don't matter at all, and like
Mm-hmm.
you're actually just funneling to the same patterns as the field by like worrying about it, because we've seen bringbacks not matter at all
Yeah.
in those size field contests for the better part of a decade between redacted and underdog. And why are we all of a sudden concerned about like this one off wide receiver tied to my stack being like he pushes game environment. Like it's I don't know. So that was I found it very interesting that you and I had very similar uh, lines of thinking there, and it's fun when we're talking about
Yeah.
exposures here. Nez, let's move into the player ADP visualization stuff here. We did the Jacory Kroski Mania. I thought it was very funny. You shared a tweet this week that his week 1 projection is 20. Oh, sorry, I'm on my screen. Here you go.
Yeah, I was just saying, yeah, I didn't know if you want
There
me
you
to
go.
do it or not.
Yeah, I got you. Sorry, my bad. I forgot we were looking at yours. Yeah, I thought it was very funny that you shared a tweet that his projection in the Pick'em lobby for week 1 is 20 and a half yards. Was that rushing yards? 20 and a half
21
rushing
and
yards?
a half rushing yards, John.
Yeah.
It's been not even 24 hours.
Uh-huh.
35 and a half.
Wow. The slappies are slapping away in the Pick'em lobbies.
Wow.
Very
I mean,
interesting, man. We're trying to
but
put this
like,
guy at pick 109. Like I know we're not playing for week 1, but like it's wild.
listen, I'm not a projection maker over on Underdog Pick'ems, but like, you had to have seen this coming. You had to have. I mean, 21? Come
Yeah.
on, y'all. You could have put it at 100. People would be like hitting the higher.
Yeah.
Like,
If we're in the business of making money, the benchmark to start at was not 21.
no, but it made for a good tweet, so I was happy to have tweeted it.
Oh, that's funny. Very funny stuff there. Nez, I think we talked about it. The big news over the week was Rashee Rice. We talked about it on yesterday's show, so I don't fully want to like double down on like the Rice worthy. Let me just. I don't want to like fully double down on the whole conversation again. So let's just kind of give our 2-minute synopsis of like the 20-minute convo we had yesterday.
Yeah, I think. Well, I will say, man, for me, I have a desire, I should say, to draft Rashee Rice now.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I do. Now that we have the news solidified, now that people are like letting him fall now, I'm like, I get it. But at the same time, this is like the best case scenario. He's
Right.
not missing the playoffs. It's not an 8-game suspension. It's not a 10-game suspension. It's 6 games. That's a lot.
Right.
That is a lot. However, given what I was projecting, and I think what most people were projecting, this is like the best case scenario. But because the news is real, I think the field is going to let Rashee fall. And I fully plan on snapping up Rashee. Right now, my target's like pick 60, but no telling if like pick 57 is there and Breece Hall's gone, and like I might snap Rashee up there because I'm way late. I was holding strong, not drafting Rashee.
Yeah,
and I don't want to have 0. I think he's a suboptimal pick? Absolutely. I think you should try to advance as many teams as possible. I don't want to have no Rashee though.
Yeah, the Galbrain take is we know now that he's going to be healthy later in the season than other picks. But I was also thinking about it in my mind to compare it to like Brandon Ayuk right now. Like how different of bets are they right now? Like obviously it's a little murkier with Brandon Ayuk because of the injury, and we'd rather a guy coming back quote unquote full strength than from an injury. But like Rashee Rice is going to miss 7 of the first 10 games if you include that week 10 bye. Like you'll be lucky to get one scoreable, usable week from him in the regular season, right? Like, could he be that late window hammer? Absolutely. But like so much of Leone's research piggybacks on like not having zeros in your lineup. And maybe this kind of back weight guarantees that you won't have a 0 late, but it also scares the shit out of me to just be like, yeah, we're in the 7th round. I'm just going to take a 0 forever here. Now, if we're talking about a tier with like secondary rookies that you're like probably going to have zeros from anyways, yeah, that's fine to click there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
2 more quick ones here, Nez, that I want to hit on before we hop into a live draft here. The Adam Thielen trade, the worst kept secret in football over this week here. We don't really have to talk about the full ramifications of it, but because we already did that. But if we look at, the Minnesota side in particular to start here, Addison missing the first 3 games there. Should like the addition of Thielen have any impact on Jefferson, Addison, Hawkinson, anything like that?
I mean, I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I think it's pretty good for Adam Thielen, but yeah, I'm not like docking any other Viking because of this. Maybe I should. I mean, obviously there's some volume that has to go away, but I think he helps the offense. I think he's a very good receiver, and I think that just kind of helps the offenses. I think it helps the offense's efficiency. So I think it kind of evens out the target distribution that he absorbs.
Okay, cool. Does that mean we should boost Thielen at all? Like, is this a net positive for Thielen? Because I
I
kind
think
of view
so.
it, yeah, I kind of view it as such too, right? Like, I'm not getting crazy with it, but like, just taking him comfortably as my wide receiver 6 at like 140, 145 feels warm and fuzzy right now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. People just don't really like Adam Thielen,
Right.
so I feel like you can put a target on him at 160 and take him there. But like if you really need to shore up your wide receivers and the room is looking pretty sharp and you don't think you're going to have a lot of good wide receiver options,
Yeah.
it was wide receiver 6. Yeah, as early as 150 for sure.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I people we talk about back weighted production, we talk about all that sort of stuff. I understand that he's like 35 years old, right? Like he just turned 35, but like he had one of the most unlikelier spike weeks at the tail end of last year that really propelled teams in week 16. Like just an evergreen reminder, he's kind of like the poster child for we don't know where spike weeks are coming from in the fantasy playoffs here. Like he had a week 16 110 and 2 in a 48-14 losing effort at Tampa Bay last year. Like they only scored 2 touchdowns and he just did it all. He was the engine that could. We know that's in his bag, man. Like he had multiple 10 target games last year. Like he had multiple 100+ yard games. If you want to go 99, he had 3+ 99 games last year in the 10 in which he played. Like I think he's still got some juice, man. And there's something about the narrative of like going back home where it started, where his wife wants to be, where he wants to be with his family to close out his career. But this guy might have a little juice still, man.
it's exactly how I feel. Like I don't think he's bad yet.
Right.
I'm willing to continue to bet on players at really cheap prices when the market deems that they're washed, when they have not shown us yet that they're washed.
Right. Yeah. Um, Des, I think the common spot to go to from there then is the Leggett Sanders Tetaroa conversation on the other side of this equation. We're opening up some vacated targets, one of the worst possible turns of phrases in our business here, but we're opening up some path to opportunity for let the kids play on the other side. And clearly your exposures were a little bit ahead of the curve on this and are excited about it. How should we react now? Like, should Tetaroa, aka T Mac, be moving into the 3rd round? Is that too far? Like, what are your just macro thoughts here?
Uh, so T Mac, I think, is like very appropriately priced. I don't know how much more he can move. I don't know what news could possibly strike that he moves up, even if like Coker or one of his teammates goes down. I don't think that's good. Like
Right.
I don't know. Like, yeah, he gets a better projection, but I don't necessarily think that leads to better outcomes. So I think his price is fine. Can you do me a favor and just like remove T Mac from this chart? Because we'll get a better
Sure.
look at these guys' movements without him. Like he's moved like a few spots. Like here's where we can like here's the flippening that's taken place here with Coker on the big rise, and you're seeing it in drafts. You're seeing it from me at least. I'm taking Coker ahead of Leggett, and
Ooh.
I think you're going to see a flippening with Coker and Leggett. I mean, just look at the slope on that Coker rise, man. I mean,
Yeah.
you extrapolate that a few days. I mean, we've probably got 5 more days of BBM drafting. I would bet. Like I would venture to guess that this comes close to flipping, if not actually flipping Leggett
Mhm.
here. People love Jalen Coker. We just needed permission, and we got big permission. They just called him their starting slot wide receiver.
Yeah, that's I was just bringing it up on the other screen here to share that as well. That the GM Dan Morgan on the wide receiver room specifically says, and then there's a video attached to it, that he will play the slot. So that is bullish. That's exactly where I was going with it too there. So yeah, good stuff, man. Good interesting take there. Some good CLV for you in the portfolio. I kind of agree with you on the Tetaroa stuff. Like, we might look back in hindsight and be like, this was dumb, man. Like, he's got Canales spot. They've talked him up about winning in all parts of the field. He should have been getting the Marvin Harrison Jr. treatment from last year. Like, he was that level talent. Like, we could look back in the future and say that and be like, hey, the tail end of Bryce's year last year was enough to vault us up to that point. But a lot of Bryce's scoring at the tail end of last year was predicated on some of his rushing ability too. So that's not necessarily hand in hand with boosting a WR1, but just all this coming all together here that, yeah, we could look back and be like, yeah, he should have been a 1-2 turn guy. Or we could look back and be like, yeah, why the hell were we taking him over Mike Evans, Devontae Adams, JSN, who are all kind of like proven commodities in that range. So I agree with you that there is still enough ambiguity here to keep him at that 3-4 turn. Yeah. Nez, I'm going to hop us into a draft here. I know there is one more that we want to discuss there, but in the interest of timing here, oh, wow, look at this. We got all the daily playbooks up. It's coming. The calm before the storm here. It is coming. Gonna hop us in BBM number 120 for myself here. Oh, snap, Phil. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Make sure we got the solver draft assistant on. Perfect. Yeah, but the other one we wanted to talk about was some new news this morning, and one we haven't talked about yet. Jayden Reed, dude, walk me through what's going down with Jayden Reed. What's the latest here? Everyone knows about the walking boot, but I think you know a little bit more.
Well, yeah, I mean, we just got word that he's dealing with a Jones fracture. Now, I'm not a doctor, not overly familiar with a Jones fracture, but it's something in the 5th metatarsal, which would be like the pinky toe bone in the foot. What we know about Jones fractures is that these are not uncommon. These have happened with multiple NFL players in recent memory.
Yeah, just to throw some names to that: Debo, Derrick Henry, Des Bryant. There was one other one as well there in recent memory.
Yeah, Debo had his before the 2020 season, had surgery in June, missed the first 3 games. For the most part, guys get surgery on this. Jayden Reed is choosing to forego surgery and heal through the pain and play through this. So, John, something that typically requires surgery. Wow, Derrick Henry 101 is awesome.
That's why that's why my face was trying not to cut you off. But I was like, the big dog is going 101. Get your guys' season here.
So here's what we know: fractured bone in the foot. Yep. Typically requires surgery. He's choosing not to get surgery. He can't run routes yet. How is this guy going to be ready to play football next week?
Well, as the counter is, he only runs 20% of routes anyways.
Great. That is great.
Yeah. No, I'm in lockstep with you here, man. This guy should be falling like a rock. I like our golden stance right now. I understand that we're not playing for week 1, but yeah, I'm not clicking him right now over this weekend to just spin this into how we're going to be playing for the remainder of BBM season. We get a Justin Jefferson at 108. I think we just, as the kids are saying, I'm not going to say it, but a fun beverage from 7-Eleven back in the day.
Oh,
a Slurpee.
This is not a Dipperino. This isn't value. There's a difference between a Dipperino and a value. There's no reason Justin Jefferson should be at 108. This is elbow in the mother effing rim slam dunk.
I like
here
it.
by us. Yeah,
that I can get on board with.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, man. Yes. So with this Jayden Reed stuff, man, I am like spooked, big time spooked. I've got smart friends that are doing good things out in the public realm here that are physical therapists and doctors, and they are telling me they think that this guy's blowing smoke. Like they're just like, good luck playing through this. Like
Wow.
he says he can. They just have no idea how it's gonna look and how it's gonna happen. So this is a really bizarre thing happening here.
Mhm.
All that being said, the action items to come from this for me are fade Jayden Reed. I'm talking like, brother, like 120s, 130s for me.
Wow. Jayden Reed or Brandon Ayuk right now?
Ayuk.
Wow. Dang.
Ayuk is actually like running practice routes
Sure. Yep.
on video. Boost Dubs, boost Craft, boost Golden even more.
What about a cheeky little Christian? Oh, sorry, we're up on the clock here. I think we're gonna
You're
like
close,
our
John.
pick here to put Brian Thomas with them.
Holy smokes.
Dude,
Put the other elbow in the rim.
yeah, we rarely take Brian Thomas on stream. That is kind of like a little blind spot in my portfolio right now. And it's not that I don't like Brian Thomas. We talked about it a little bit yesterday. It's not that either of us don't like Brian Thomas. He was phenomenal last year. We want to make a bet on that offense. We want to be excited about that offense. It's just the price point in which you have to do so relative to some of the other commodities in the same vicinity has us clicking other guys. We are clicking Derrick Henry over him. I was clicking Achane over him. We were clicking Puka over him, even though Puka was falling. It had nothing to do with Brian Thomas necessarily, but when he falls back to a Justin Jefferson team, like just GM, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't think anything else much left to say about the Packers. Just to tie a bow on that, it's just like I'm adjusting everything accordingly. So yeah, I'm trying to get more Packers that are not named Jayden Reed. And so you mentioned cheeky Christian Watson.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. We don't gotta get that cute. We can certainly do a cheeky Dontavian Wicks, though. I mean, that's beyond in play. That's like, I mean, we are. So he hasn't practiced in a minute with the calf.
Yep.
The moment he steps on a practice field, Dontavian Wicks is a smash in the 18th round with this Jayden Reed news. I mean, he's a smash. We liked this guy last year a ton.
Right.
They kind of had, a little bit of a crowded room. It was a little confusing as far as like what the room is going to look like there with Watson when he was healthy. Man, Dontavian Wicks, if Jayden Reed is continuing to be hurt and he's on the practice field, that's auto click. It's insane that Christian Watson goes ahead of him.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are enamored with what we've seen from Christian Watson on the football field, opposed to what we've seen from Dontavian Wicks on the football field. But it's all small sample stuff, and
it's a very small sample of Christian Watson. Like,
yeah,
your highlight film of Christian Watson is like 2 minutes long. He's awesome, but like, he does not have a lot of tape.
Neds, I think we got to go full piss boy here. Oh, no, Hampton comes back instead of Mike Evans there. Do you want to put Hampton on here, or are you a little scared about what's going on there? And
what would you do if not Hampton?
Say again?
What would you do if not Hampton?
Adams.
I think Hampton.
Okay. There's a chance Adams comes back. It's very room dependent too. I've been kind of fudding the Hampton stuff where I was taking him earlier. And now that he like lives in the third and then pushed all the way up to the front end of the third and now is kind of coming back and we're getting more bullish Najee stuff. You've been a long time Najee bull here just in a vacuum. I don't know, man. Like the coaching and all the coach speak stuff is like, this kid's special and that's awesome. That's great. But I also know how they used Gus Edwards in tandem with J.K. Dobbins last year. I also know that like Greg Roman's offenses have always had two running backs, basically always utilized two running backs and that sort of thing. So I think we might have jumped the shark a little bit. And now they add Keenan Allen, they lose Slater, they going to get Najee back for the first couple of weeks. Hopefully, maybe, I don't know, still smoke and mirrors. If there was no Najee, Najee's out of the picture here. I think he belongs right here. With Najee in the picture, it's a little less clean. Adams goes, Kittle goes. We could do Tetaroa or Worthy. I would throw my hat in the
Let's do
ring for.
Worthy.
You like Worthy more than Tetaroa?
Yeah.
Sure. I'm good with it. Fun start here.
Yeah, I agree. I think Hampton is a bit of a falling knife. However, you look at the guys that go after him. I think if we could have done a 2v2 and got it back, maybe we flirt out the idea of a McLaurin Daniels stack. But like, I think this is still a pretty flat tier. And at the end of the day, Hampton's still a round one rookie, a round one running back on an offense that we're pretty excited about. But I do agree, right? This Najee news getting better so obviously is not good for Hampton's draft capital in terms of best ball mania, because the Najee eye stuff directly correlated to the bump to Hampton. The question is, will drafters react enough to Najee coming back? Like, I don't think that they're going to count it the same way as him missing camp. So all that to say, I think it's fine. I don't think we caught too much of a knife, but Hampton, I fully agree with you, is less of an enticing pick now that Najee continues to progress in a way that indicates he's going to play week one.
Right. Yeah. Well said there. I had a gal brain thought to move on with, but I'm going to save it for a second here. Let's talk about what you said with Jayden and Terry there, because obviously we talked about it on the show a little bit this week that, Terry signs, Terry's back. We weren't overly concerned about that, but it's nice that to see it and see, pen to paper there. If you're going to do that stack on the right side of the board in lieu of doing what we did there with the Hampton Worthy, do you take Terry first now or do you take Daniels first now? Who's more likely to be the faller now that he's put pen to paper?
I still think you take Daniels first.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
Because you have the Debo out.
Yes, Nez. The thesis of the program. Jalen Waddle.
Needing more
Jalen Waddle in my life.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, maybe from a construction standpoint, you could lobby for a running back there to be a little bit more important, especially with Pollard's rising price tag. I was just about to say, but Pollard might come back to us here. He does not. Yeah, structurally speaking, maybe that looks better with Chuba on the roster right there, but I'm not a big Chuba guy, and I think Rico is pretty decent and is going to have a little bit more of an impact than we're giving credit to right now, and I do think that backfield reminds me a little bit more of like the Jags right now, where it's like this could break a couple different ways with the first team. Yeah, so I'm a little bit of a Chuba pump the brakes guy, despite him being a good Canadian kid, and people forget once upon a time was going to be RB1 in a class before getting injured. But
I think people are overfitting the dead zone, the prototypical dead zone label on Chuba. Personally,
sure, yeah.
Like, I think the offense is ascending. Like, I think that's the key difference. Is like, I think this is a really good offense.
Sure.
Or a good offense. Let me recant. And other people don't agree with that premise.
Wow, we just got absolutely lambasted, but we get Harvey back, and it looks kind of like the end of a tier, unless you want to bring up Golden and go full piss boy on.
Yeah, let's do Golden.
Oh, interesting. Not what I thought you were gonna say.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we should do Golden here. We can hammer out running backs after this, and obviously we have to, and I think we can get good picks here.
You don't think RJ Harvey's a good pick there?
I think RJ Harvey's a great pick there. I think Golden is a better pick there right now. Like, Golden, I don't know why. Like Golden should not be going behind Igbuka right now, given what we just learned about Jayden Reed. It makes no sense.
Yeah, that one's close for me. That one's close. I mean, if we because we're kind of wish casting with the pass rate over expectation for the Packers, there's a chance the Packers just play the exact same way they played last year. And that was just run it down your throat, low pass rate, that sort of thing. I don't think there's any way that even with the injuries to their pass catching corp with the Bucks, I don't think there's any way they play hard nose, run it down your football slow. Like I think they just get in shootout after shootout, air it out, and even though Golden is like WR1 and Igbuka is like glorified slot WR2, I I think they're pretty close in terms of overall volume, given how the offenses are going to move.
Over the course of the season, I strongly disagree.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you think when Godwin comes back and like that sort of stuff, it's see you later, smell you later, Igbuka?
I mean, if you're comparing the two's target volume,
yeah,
like it's not. I don't think it's close. Like Godwin trending up, Reed trending down.
Yeah,
both really high draft capital rookie wide receivers.
right.
Igbuka going up against Chris Godwin, who got the bag and had an awesome season last year. Mike Evans still there.
Yeah.
Bucky's still involved. Rashad White's still involved. Igbuka's probably going to be awesome, but like we cast Godwin off for dead and crowned Igbuka as wide receiver 1 in Tampa, and I think that's just like incredibly premature.
Let's finish that thought in a second here, Nez. I think David Montgomery feels like quote unquote safe as hell on this team and is kind of an end of a tier. We can also do Mahomes.
Mahomes or Montgomery for me, but
I like D-Mon.
I think Montgomery is more important to this team.
Yeah, I agree. And there's a love it, let it go angle of Mahomes. Like we got to fade this Pacheco and Rice guy. But outside of that, there's a chance Mahomes comes back. I mean, I can't shake the fact that Mahomes was going in like the 105s and stuff like that early in BBM too. Not that it's directly hinging upon like this team and like pushing. It's just kind of like in my mind, I'm just like, fucking, I can't pay this Mahomes price, bro.
Come on, dude. the 1v the 2v2 projection difference there is like,
I know
it's nothing. It's nothing.
Oh, I'm aware.
Why do I got to be the nothing matters guys here? Come on, man.
We changed bodies today.
I know.
Okay, let's go. We got a couple season long bets right now. I'll take Igbuka targets greater than Golden targets versus you.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Okay.
No injury clause. No nothing. Just straight up this season.
Okay.
Or we could do
no matter what.
Straight up min 10 games or something.
Okay, min 10 games.
Okay.
All right, loser owes a big dog next year to the other.
Oh, fucking fun. Yeah, loser owes a big dog next year. All right.
You heard it here first.
Fun. All right, let's do it. Yeah, like I'm a golden bull. My oh shit, we're up here. My bad. Mahomes does not come back. Reed is there. Pittman is here. We could set up a double with Hawk. Sharps
or Dobbins? What do you think about doing that?
Who do you prefer?
Dobbins, since we kind of faded.
Sharps
is way more fun. Sharps is way more fun.
Yeah, Sharps is more fun. He's also got the week 8 though. Yeah,
that's all right. We're gonna draft way more running backs.
Yeah. Sharps is definitely more fun. Dobbins is like front weighted week 1 production there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have fucked us there. My bad.
No, not at all. Dude, this seems fine. Like that's our RB3. We have Montgomery, Hampton. I mean, I prefer Dobbins to Sharps on this team, but like we're gonna be this team's gonna be just fine. Like we're probably looking at 6 running backs on this team.
Yeah,
I would bet. We're good on wide receiver for a while. We have no overlapping buys there, which is a plus.
Mm-hmm.
Not that it matters a ton, but it is a plus. So yeah, I think if I had to guess, this is gonna look something like a 3-6-6-3, willing to be flexible there. But
yeah, I think that's where my mind goes as well. I've been doing a lot of 3-7-5 or 3-5-7-2. Like that's kind of where I've been living. But once we miss out on this pocket of like ceiling shot tight end, I then pivot off of that.
Yeah,
I think like Kraft could be a lot of fun and set up the Love double here.
So that would definitely open us up to a 5-1Z build. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe to translate, and if nobody knows what we're talking about, like a two quarterback, 3 tight end room, or vice versa. Damn, Texas.
Yeah, the old Texas gambler. He's taking a gamble on Tucker Kraft.
Damn it.
Okay, let me. I gotta get the notes pad out here because I can't even remember what one of the other ones we had.
Oh, I didn't know that we had another wager.
Yeah, we did. I remember writing it.
Oh, we're
down.
on the clock.
Oh shit. Man, huge pocket of just quarterbacks here. ETN?
Yeah, cue him. Scroll. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's the pick.
Yeah, like we don't really need any of these like chaperone style wide receivers right now. Quarterbacks are falling like a rock. I think we're just going to lift a quarterback to make a stacking partner here with our next pick. But we could also take kind of like one of these higher ones, like unstacked and then backstack it. Baker's hard to backstack though, and probably doesn't get past the Evans drafter.
Yeah. Kyler is an easy backstack, and also like isn't the end of the world if he's unstacked because he rushes. If you wanted to get him, which we might, man, 3 quarterbacks in a row, right there, or, like right there. So we might get him to fall. Yeah, if he doesn't fall,
I actually think Dak's easier to backstack than Kyler is, but I think
with Ferg.
Yeah, he goes anyways. Yeah, just with Ferg, and then you have the running back out too. Like Blue, conceivably, if he hits ceiling, it's going to be from the pass catching variety. Dude, I'm down to just take Kyler naked and figure it out, though.
Yeah, this is a hell of a fall.
Yeah, Solver likes it too. I mean, you really slam your quarterback bucket when you missed out on like that first grouping there. You really fill the bucket up like instantly to 4% by catching a 15 pick discount on Kyler.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm okay with him unstacked too if we don't end up with like Michael Wilson.
Yeah, like we don't need to jam Michael Wilson or Zay Jones or some bullshit.
No, 18th round, we'll see if they're there type of deal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, here it is. Nez bet with John. John has Nick Chubb yardage and you have Miles Sanders. $100.
That's too bad. That is you gained a ton of CLV on that. To be fair, well,
I'm the CLV merchant, baby. That's what I'm doing here.
I don't think I knew Joe Mixon had his foot amputated at that time, though. But that's okay. That's just called running. That's called running a good. For you.
Igbuka targets greater than Golden targets. Min 10 games. Big dog entry. Okay, cool. All right, we're in there. John, all right, we're gonna have to find like 1 or 2 more here to do over the course of this next week or so before the season starts.
You know what's interesting?
What's up?
Max Strus of the Cavs just had surgery on a Jones fracture.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's weird.
He is expected to resume basketball activities in approximately 3 to 4 months post-surgery.
Wow.
Now, a reminder, Jayden Reed is not getting surgery.
Wow, dude. Huh. Very interesting. Very interesting contrast there. JJ McCarthy popping here for us. If we get sniped on McCarthy, we could also do Love with Golden. I guess that's kind of just a player take angle. Both of the buys line up. We do get sniped on Love. We could do Lawrence, or we could do.
I think we got to do McCarthy for the buy. Like it's at the point where we have so many week 8 buys that I think we need to capitulate.
Okay, sounds good to me. There. Glad we took Kyler because this is. Man, classic BBM dynamics right now where it's like, look at just all this purple that just goes. And if you aren't the front end elite quarterbacks, now that they all go on the left side of the board,
that's
picks
so funny.
1 through 4 there, like that's all beautiful. These quarterbacks just eat in the middle.
How beautiful is that? Like the elites on the top left,
Yeah.
everybody else on the bottom right, like doing like that's just like, man, best ball has officially become what's the word I'm looking for? Just like an absolute, just the synergy is just crazy, man.
Synergy.
Things are way too optimal. You know what I'm saying?
Um, Nez, if Trevor Lawrence comes back, I think I would pound the table to just take a third and
Yes.
wrap that up, and then we would end up with probably 6 at the onesies. If he does not come back, there's Ferg, Goddard, or Kincaid to start a tight end room.
Hmm.
Tootin's a hand cuck. Probably don't want that. Lawrence does go, so
Okay.
that's taken away from us. We could scroll down to blue. Ray Davis as a handcuff style back.
I think I prefer
Palmer.
Ferg here.
You like Ferg more than Goddard?
I think so. Do you prefer Goddard? We can take Goddard if so.
Uh, no. I'm good with both. I like the fact that Ferg got paid. I like the fact that we expect the pass rate to be strong. I like Dak. So let's go with it. And then
Okay.
we don't have to deal with Jalen Hurts teams in the finals or whatever. Not that that's a big tiebreaker, but who's
Hmm.
more likely to be live in the finals if all breaks right? Probably
Yeah,
Hurts versus Dak.
probably.
Yeah.
We didn't talk about Ollie Gordon, but just to point out, Ollie Gordon
Wow.
at the 120s
Wild, man.
went from undrafted.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, and I know ETR has a really cool feature that where they have ownership estimates in Best Ball Mania.
Yep.
I would like to find out what that looks like for Mr. Gordon, and I will let you know.
Yeah, that's a good one to check in on for
Ooh,
sure.
wow.
Let me guess. Let me guess before you do it. So the contest is 88% full right now. Ollie Gordon was probably 0.5 before 2 weeks ago. He's 100% drafted. Their estimate as it is this point in time, or is it at the completion of the contest?
I believe completion of the contest.
13.5%.
It is, sorry, I was reading their definition. I apologize. 27%.
Okay.
So it says estimated ownership is our attempt at estimating each player's current. So it's current.
Current. Got it.
So that's, you can essentially extrapolate that 12% left, 39 to 40% owned in BBM estimated. This is
Nez,
going to
we're
go
back
in.
up
Yeah.
here.
Damn.
Ollie Gordon went there. Romeo Dobbs goes there.
I kind of like Chubb or.
Dude, I kind of want to just do
Oh, yeah,
Goddard.
you like Goddard. Take Goddard.
Like, I thought that was kind of like a gift that he came back there.
Yeah, I just think Chubb's going to give us so many points at running back early.
Okay, fine. Oh,
It's
I didn't
okay.
get it.
We might get him. We might get. Nope. Yeah.
Nah,
There it
goes.
Yeah, that kind of sucks. Because we don't want Najee on this team,
Right.
and we're probably looking at like Rico Dowdle is like the
I don't
next
mind
best
Rico.
running back, which I don't mind either. But yeah, we need to run pretty pure at running back.
After missing Chubb.
I think so, man.
Apologies.
No, it's
RIP.
okay. Goddard's going to smash. At least we can cap this at 2 tight ends.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a plus.
It is. I just had this like love it, let it go moment of like we were discussing Ferg versus Goddard, and then Goddard comes back and he's like ETR player 119, and we need another tight end. I was just like, oh, this seems like a smash.
Yeah,
I guess
trust the process at running back. Like maybe
Yeah.
ETN has a better role than we expect. Charb's handcuff thesis hits. Rashad White's here. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm down to do Rashad
or
White.
Thielen for the double stack and shut it down at wide receiver.
Ooh, that's kind of. Do you think Thielen comes back?
No.
All right, let's have some fun. We talked about him. Let's do a little Minnesota double stack that nobody else is doing yet.
I like
The
it.
only stacks are going to be accidental with Thielen on Jefferson teams now.
This is I like where we're at here. I think so now what I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
would you be down to do like 2 quarterbacks, 2 tight ends on this team? Or would you want to do a tackle on like a third onesie just because they're going to be the better projecting player at some point in our remaining picks?
I'm of the opinion of 5 at the onesies probably on this team, but
Okay.
it's relative to who comes back. Like if Tua, like because I flirted with hovering over Tua at that one there with the Waddle stack, but it's relative to who comes back here. I think if Rashad White comes back, like that's the pick for us.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Wow, Malik Washington, Tua,
Dude, I
Ollie
love it.
Gordon.
I love it, man. Get your guys. 53 rosters are set. Get your guy.
Dude, this guy, this Elliott 310 is just get your guys season. He goes, Gibbs is the best pick in the first round. He goes, you guys are way too dumb. We need elite quarterback in the second round here, and takes Josh Allen. He gets Tyreek to come back for him. He's like, Walker and Williams go Burr. Jennings, calf injury be damned. Downs, I don't care about your ADP discounts of the past. He goes, Big Bill is Big Bill. Keenan Allen, are you guys idiots? I don't care that you have him in the 18th
Around the
round.
clock. Sorry, you see it. Oh,
White comes
fuck yeah.
back.
Awesome.
Yeah, that fits well.
Yeah, dude, that dude, I love that. I love that style of
I love
drafting
that.
because it's not even a bad team.
No, it's not bad at all.
Literally at all.
Kyle Pitts, you guys were all wrong on Kyle Pitts for years, but now he's going to smash this year. Takes him over Loveland. Ollie Gordon is the second coming of Barry Sanders from Oklahoma State. Thornton, Ford's the lead running back, and you're just letting me have him in the 13th. And then Tua for the super duper Miami stack without Waddle.
That's pretty sweet, man.
This guy's fucking having fun. That's what fantasy football is about right there.
It's supposed to be. You know, you don't have to just like get the ADP fallers that stack. Like,
right.
Get your fucking guys, bro. What if you're right? What if you're right about everything?
Right. Okay, 2-5-6-2 right now. Solver really likes Michael Wilson here. I think it makes sense, but if Coker comes back here, dude, I think we just take Coker and shut it down with 7.
Yeah, I lean projection over correlation, and I think Coker projects better.
Coker goes right there. Nice.
So, what do you think about Woody Marks?
Yeah, I'm fine with it. You know, we need some ceiling at the back end of this running back room. Running backs are flying in this draft just in general. He's probably the best ceiling shot left outside of maybe like Kendre Miller.
Yeah, I just think he fit this team well, and as far as like what we needed.
Yeah, could have an early season role as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a little murky with, you know, new coaching staff with Dame Pierce and a better run scheme fit, allegedly. You know, Nick Chubb getting the preseason stuff, and then Woody Marks more of like the pass catching mold. So maybe he'll be fighting for a job early, or maybe he just comes out and it's like 3rd downs and 5 carries and he gets the Tootin treatment like right away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, which I don't think is improbable. Yeah, this is just a backfield that's so ambiguous that I think you would like to shoot your shot in some form or fashion as often as you can in drafts.
Right.
There goes Dame Pierce. I was going to even suggest that we double up on that backfield.
Yeah, that's actually not a terrible idea this late. I mean, like, I kind of still like Kendre Miller here.
Mm-hmm.
But
me too.
Yeah,
I think Kendre Miller shut it down or stay open. I've done a ton of 2-8-6-2, but yeah, fingers crossed, man. These running backs they've got targets on them, and people just know. Hopkins, all right, come on, buddy. Dude, he has 4 running backs, and his 3 and 4 are Dowdle and C-Rod. Nice.
Mo stacks. He's got Mo stacks though.
Kendre,
Yeah.
you're making me nervous.
Dude, I hope I don't have position limits on right now. Good, I clicked the button.
I know that always makes me nervous for myself.
Yeah. How do we land this plane there, Nez? Do you take a ceiling shot quarterback for free? Do you take a third tight end? Do you take Michael Wilson if he's there that the solver has liked for multiple rounds now and is falling in this room for the stack? Amari
What
Cooper's
tight ends are there?
Sanders, Theo, Fanton, so all the same kind of like quote unquote fun last tight ends. I think I'd lean Michael Wilson here if he comes back.
I think the correlation is greater than the projected tight end points.
Yeah.
Here. Because like we have 2 decent like tight ends. It's kind of like the point of drafting Goddard and Ferg like that is to just ride those 2.
Mm-hmm.
And use that that would be third tight end spot for a ceiling shot. So yeah, fingers crossed we get Michael Wilson all the way back.
Are you gonna get any Joe Flacco, Russell Wilson, Spencer Rattler in your portfolio for BBM?
Not in BBM.
Like they're just not gonna hold the job for you. So you don't care.
Yeah. I think it's too risky.
Okay.
I've done it in the
Eliminator ass pick. Yeah, I've been doing like third quarterback of Russell Wilson or Flacco a couple times there in Eliminator as well.
Come on, man. Let's go.
There we go. Love it,
Cool.
let it go. Solver's giving us a 10 out of 10 and nothing else is close. Feels good. I mean, we've kind of talked about Michael Wilson on the show, how he's just like, nobody's really like put up a fight for him or against him all off season.
No.
Yeah, it's very interesting that it's just like he's not talked about at all. They basically made no wide receiver acquisitions in the offseason there. They clearly must trust him or at least the future of their offense with their current room. And yet nobody really wants to click them unless you're just like deep diving a Kyler stack.
I know. And like I think that there's a chance that he gets better. I mean, he's a freak athlete. His numbers were not bad in his first 2 years. Like him in the 18th round is just like not correct.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And maybe that's why his ADP is what it is there. You know, like his ADP was 190 whatever. So, yeah. I'm looking. So I got hung up on Ollie Gordon there with Ollie Gordon Steam. Dude, it's crazy how good a historical school. And I mean, this is definitely skewed by Barry Sanders, but Oklahoma State, as just like historically speaking, from a running back standpoint, like, dude, they've had some pretty crazy single season outputs. Like Barry Sanders with the all-time one that Ashton Genty almost caught last year, right? The 2850. And then Chuba had a 2094. And then there's a Terry Miller, a Thurman Thomas, and Ernest Anderson season that are all in like the 1800, 1700. And then there's Ollie Gordon, 2023, right there with the 6th greatest season in rushing history at Oklahoma State with 1732. Interesting.
Yeah, if you just throw 24 out the window, he's a great pick, and I think he's a great pick regardless.
Yeah, and I mean he got hurt, and then 24 was shortened, right?
I couldn't tell you for certain.
Okay. He was not the starter in 22. Then he was the Walker Award winner in 2023 for best running back in the country. And then 2024, he played 12 games instead of 14. Maybe he just sat out the bowl games when they were bad. Maybe he got hurt at the end of 2023 going into 2024. I can't remember the narrative here. Just interesting to look at. Obviously, just lazy cumulative metrics there to just have a laugh. All right, Nez, Solver Draft Assistant hooks us up at the end of every single draft with this beautiful interface draft report that pops out right away. First half build, very different than yesterday when we used the solver on stream there, dude, where we put ourselves in a hole. I think what did we have yesterday? A 2-2-4-1 or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something funky like that. Today's is a little more traditional, a 0-4-5-0, but then we end with the old 0 RB, even though this wasn't truly a 0 RB team, but we end with the old 0 RB roster construction of a 2-7-7-2, largely because of some ADP fallers at the onesies positions. We did not fully spend up in the capital at the onesies positions, so this team is way stronger at the flex than the onesies here, as the draft capital allotment will say, but also that ADP value and draft capital value is popping in a decent way because we got those targets. So a little bit of a mixed review here. I will ask you the pressing question of our generation after I read it off, Des. Kyler Murray, JJ McCarthy. We opted to fade the overlapping buy of Lawrence, where then we would have had to add a third. And then we go Hampton, who's a little bit of a faller relative to where he used to be going. Montgomery, Charbonnet, Etienne, Rashad White, Woody Marks, Kendre Miller, Justin Jefferson, and Brian Thomas, which is a GM style start that probably doesn't exist a whole lot. Worthy, Waddle, Golden, Thielen for the double stack, Michael Wilson as a fallback stack, Jake Ferguson and Dallas Goddard. We got all sorts of week 17 and week 15 and a wee bit of week 16 in there. Nez, does this one suck or does it fuck?
It smashes. Absolutely. Yeah. I like this team a lot. I think in certain iterations, I would even have gone 5 wide receiver. I am willing to go like that crazy with my wide receiver builds, but the fact that there are 6th and 7th wide receiver correlated with the QBs, I think just made a lot of sense to grab where we did. Yeah, you don't normally see a lot of 2-7-7-2 builds from 4-5-0-4-5-0 starts, but we both agree that I think 7 running backs made sense on this team, just to allow us a better chance of getting into the playoffs with these like potentially late season smashes of Sharbs, Marks, and Kendre. I'm a big fan of this team. I really like the way that we navigated the draft room and the stacks that we got. That Kyler pick was like the defining pick. Was like, all right, we're going down this journey. We're taking the falling Kyler. We're going to figure it out, and figure it out we did.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you. I really like this team. I think this is probably my first 2-7-7-2 in the portfolio, and it's kind of funny that it came in like a non-conventional way, as you said there. Yeah, I don't know, like picks or decisions that we could have had back. Maybe that J.K. Dobbins makes a little bit more sense than the Charbonnet pick there that we were kind of talking through. Then you also get a little bit of week 17 with Worthy, if you believe in that sort of narrative. Plus, he could be like a little bit of a fast starter to let the rest of the room come on. Sharbs is more of the contingent, but Sharbs is definitely, in my estimation, more of the ceiling shot between the two. I think I'd probably feel a little bit safer if we had spent one more pick at quarterback. But the way that quarterback ran off in this draft room, like this is just kind of like a byproduct of your room, right? Where it's like it all went off in this area. If this Lawrence pick had come back to us, I think we probably take it instead of Ferg there, and it becomes a 3-6-6-3 build for us, and we do a little bit of the punting of the tight end variety there. But then the other one was Tua at 166. If we took Tua instead of the Thielen, where we think Thielen should kind of now be going, and we did like a contrarian Vikings thing, like if we took Tua there and then just see if Thielen comes back, or like we just do Michael Wilson and stop at 6 wide receivers, would that make the team look better?
I think it would have still looked good. I don't know, like better. I think it's a marginal difference.
Yeah. Very cool stuff, man. Very fun team. Shout out to the Solver. Solver series is going to continue here, guys. We got Primetime Palooza up in the lobbies, and we got Battle Royale playbooks up in the lobbies. The draft assistant tool will be helping you guys through the entirety of the NFL season and NBA season if you guys are so inclined to partake with us. So very excited about that moving forward here. I know they're working hard over the weekend to make sure all their ducks are in a row so that that will be running seamlessly for the start of week 1 NFL there. So even though we've been pounding the table for needing the draft assistant for you guys to get through slow draft hell, aka heaven, yeah, you're also going to love to use it for BR season here. And BR season is fast upon us. Also, check out the Underdog Masterclass.com there. That is what we put together for the Battle Royale stuff moving into the season. Nez, I, and Pete are very proud of that. Any parting words for the people, my friend Nez?
No, thanks for watching. Really like this team, man. Really like it.
Yeah, definitely a Fox with a capital F. All right, everyone's favorite time on the show, the end. Peace.